What's happening, guys? Silent Mike hitting you up with more squats, another squat day. I know you may be a little bored of all the squatting, so I was going to talk a little bit about diet, maintaining your muscle, maintaining your strength while you're dieting, which hopefully is the ultimate goal. You know, people talk about weight loss and fat loss and things, but not only the stronger, more aesthetic will you be, but also the healthier for life with the more muscle you have and the less fat you carry. So when we're dieting in a calorie deficit, eating less calories than we need daily, than we're burning to burn off some of that fat, hopefully we maintain all that muscle, and I'll talk about how I go about that. I do like to track my food. I progress by tracking my food daily. I also track my body weight daily, and then here and there I'll take progress pictures, or also measurements are big. You measure your arms, your chest, maybe your legs, obviously your stomach, and see if you're progressing in the right ways. By tracking how much food you eat, being consistent with that, by tracking how much you weigh daily, being consistent with that, you can see the trends and make adjustments accordingly. Obviously, eating less calories is one way. Having a small calorie deficit daily, weekly, monthly, yearly will allow for the most optimal way to maintain some of that muscle. You can lose weight quicker, 5-10 pounds a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but it's not as healthy in my opinion for multiple reasons. You're going to lose muscle and strength along with that, the more drastic the cut. You will also have more likely a chance to gain the weight back in terms of fat as soon as you stop that harsh calorie deficit. So by having a small calorie deficit, it's basically literally the best way, because you're going to, although progress may seem slower, it's progress that will last. And you keep all that hard earned muscle and strength that you gained during your bulk or your maintenance or whatever you're doing previous. So for myself, my calories are fairly low right now, just because I think that's what my body needs. I can maintain weight or gain weight with a good amount of calories, but to actually cut, my body just likes to hold on to things. So I am training 4 or 5 times a week pretty hard with calories fairly low and not making the changes I want, although my strength is good. I have overall lost about 13 pounds, which is no joke. It's a fair amount of weight over a few months. Here I am squatting, I think, a 520 or so, 55-pound squat bar. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more cardio and perhaps even something like yoga. One, for mental reasons. I need to learn to unwind. I need to learn to de-stress. I need to relax my thoughts. I've talked about this in the past a little bit, just dealing with some anxiety, stress getting on the top of my head. I feel heavy. Sometimes I feel really heavy. Things weigh me down, whatever it might be, little things, whether it's family or work or even happy things, the things I have to get done that excite me, potentials of the future. I don't know why my head just starts to race. So I need to find ways to unwind my brain and meditate, for lack of a better term. So yoga may be something I'm looking into, which will hopefully also help some of that athleticism back, get me a little more bendy, and also burn some calories. Doing yoga is going to burn more calories than me sitting on my laptop writing emails. So there's something I'm going to add. I'm going the route of low intensity cardio, and I know that is something people like to talk about. Oh, what's up, though? Peach gang. Look at that booty. People, like to argue high intensity may be more anabolic for powerlifters or explosive athletes, etc. And although I may agree, running hills or prowler sprints are probably my two favorite cardios for most circumstances in terms of athletes' power production and even calories burned, because as many people have talked about, it's a little harder for your body to adapt to that stimulus, because the more in shape you get during a sprint, the harder you can push that sprint. So your red line keeps kind of raising, where a low intensity cardio, if you do it for too long of a time, your body can adapt, which is good. You want your body to adapt, but you'll be burning less less calories per kind of minute per effort that you're putting out, because your body is more efficient at that movement, if that makes sense. And it's that same kind of theory and base fact that helps us get stronger. My body's more efficient at squatting 335 now as it was 2 or 3 years ago, so the effort I have to put out is a little bit maybe easier. That's why I could do 10 reps opposed to 8 reps with that weight. But when it comes to cardio and fat loss, that's not necessarily what you want. If you're an endurance athlete, you do want that. You want your body to adapt to this low intensity stimulus. But for fat loss, you want your body to almost be bad at it, right? You want your body have to work to burn those calories. So I'm going to add in a little bit of that low intensity cardio because it's easier for me to recover. I still want to lift heavy. I want to maintain my strength and muscle. I still want to get the overall volume and intensity that I am in my training. And the high intensity route, which I did 2 years ago on my cut, and although my progress was probably a little bit faster, and I like the results of doing sprints 2 to 4 times a week, and I think it's great for most people, it tired me out too much and didn't allow me to lift how I wanted. I like to lift heavy, I like to lift high volume, I like to do a lot of sets, a lot of reps, and I just basically ran out of gas because I need those lower calories to cut personally. Once again, these are all personal things. You guys have to kind of figure this out for yourself. And a lot of this knowledge is actually what we try to put together with the experiences of me, Bart, and Omar. You know, each of us having about 10 decades of lifting and coaching, not 10 decades, what the hell am I talking about? 10 years each of coaching, experience in lifting, dealing with top level athletes, dealing with some of the top coaches. These are these experiences and knowledge, you know, kind of learning from our knowledge and our experiences and mistakes that we put into our fat loss and maintain your strength program. So if you guys are in a similar boat that I am, trying to cut a little bit, maintain that muscle, if you're a little bit more of a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, but you just don't have the knowledge or you need more direction, get that program right now. It's in the description, and you can go ahead and cut with me. I still have another 15 pounds or so. I'm going by feel and look. I want to feel good. I want to look a little better. I want to feel a little lighter on my feet, so I don't have a designated number I want to hit on the scale. I just use the scale as a tool and kind of how I feel as my guide. That was fucking deep. Put that in a meme, blast it on Twitter. I use the scale as a tool. And I forgot what I even said. That was so deep. But here's a good morning machine. I'll show you guys this a little bit. You can do a normal good morning, stiff leg deadlift. They're all very similar movements. This just happens to allow me to kind of take the weight off my spine because I'm squatting so much, and put that load into my glutes and hams by kind of being in a flex state with my spine without putting it in danger. You could have some flexion in your spine and you won't blow up, but if you have too much flexion in your spine and you got that load on your spine, it may not be healthy. Give this a thumbs up if those fat loss tips helped you guys at all. I can go into more diet tips coming up soon, some mistakes I've made and some things that I use to help me stick on my diet. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. It's all in the description. Again, that program, if you want to lose weight, maintain your strength, is in the description as well. Appreciate you guys. Silent Mike, I'm out.